Welcome to Cosmic Diaries. This is Priya, Kale, and it's been a while since I recorded a video, but Uranus is in Taurus. Uranus ingressed Taurus today, and a few hours after the Taurus new moon. And we're in a brand new cycle, and I just thought I'd do something different. Well, do a video again. So this is going to be hopefully not too long, but it's been quite a day already, and the ingress and the new moon has just happened. But it feels like this burst of energy. Of course, I'm a Taurus, so I'm feeling it. And it was really bright and sunny outside here. So I thought I'd wait a little for the sun to go down a little bit so that it wouldn't be so hot. And I could go out into the park and record this video in the park. And before I knew it, the moon changed signs from Taurus to Gemini. And it got really windy and really stormy. And it was storming all afternoon, and then just as I sat to record this video, suddenly the light outside was really golden, so I ran outside, and of course there was a rainbow. But anyway, here I am back, and let's talk about Uranus and Taurus, and this Taurus new moon, specifically that the ingress happens just as Taurus new moon takes place. And I'm going to do a short rundown for what Uranus and Taurus means for the 12 signs. And we'll see how it goes. I'm going to try and keep it not too long. Taurus is the sign of the earth. It's nature itself. It's a fixed earth sign. And it's the first earth sign. So it's material energy in its rawest form. It rules the body. It rules money, your possessions, your income, your sense of self-worth, and your values, who and what you value, and most importantly, how you value yourself. Taurus likes stability. Again, Taurus is the earth, so it likes stability. It likes its comfort. It likes familiarity. And Uranus is the awakener. Uranus is the planet of revolution and sudden changes and disruptions. So as Uranus enters Taurus, well, we've already had it very literally. I wrote this in my report on my website. In case you haven't read it, you can check that out. But there's a sense of the ground moving beneath our feet, and that's quite literal in terms of there's already been an earthquake in San Francisco last night. The earth too has its limits, and if we push too far, Taurus has its limits. It's a very patient sign. But if we push too far, then we're sawing off the branch that we're sitting on, and then you have earthquakes and natural disasters in a very literal sense, but even in an emotional sense, or in terms of your relationships. And you've got to nurture what you value, and you've got to nurture what you have. Taurus is all about resources, so it's about being resourceful and using what you have to make more of what you have. To metaphorically, and actually, not even metaphorically, it's happening in very literal ways. I'm seeing it around in all of my friends' lives and people around me. People are moving, people are changing jobs, just real life stuff. Taurus represents real shifts. And Taurus, again, is a fixed earth sign. So this is stuff that's been in place for a very long time. And now there's a sudden force coming in, asking us to move and wake up and explore new pastures that are out there for us. And this will call for overcoming a sense of inertia initially, because again, Taurus doesn't like sudden changes. But the more we're able to move past our initial reticence or inertia, we might find that we might like something. And there's a wealth of opportunities and an abundance of opportunities coming up for us now. The thing is that we need to go beyond the surface of things to really recognize what's the core value of something. And very importantly, as Taurus represents your values, it's important that you not compromise your values for anything, because once you do that, you're on shaky ground. So whatever situation you face, as long as you stay rooted in your values, it'll be easier to move through it. Also, I've gone into this transit a lot deeper on my website, and what I'm saying here now is just a free flow. So please do read that if you haven't, because I might miss something in this video and I want to move to the signs. And this is just a general overview initially. But this is material energy, and Uranus asks for detachment. And we're being asked to let go of our material attachments, or attachments, rather stay detached from the material world. Which doesn't mean, as I've said before, you renounce your belongings and, you become a monk, but it means that you recognize the transience of life and the transience of everything that's material. Life is eternal, but we're all born and we all die. But we have this life in between, and how do we value this life, and how do we use this life to plant new seeds that will bear fruit for us and for others and for this world. I mean, Taurus is the sign of the earth, and the earth just gives. It doesn't ask if you're worthy. It doesn't judge anyone. The trees will bloom and blossom and bear fruit for anyone, rich, poor, gender, caste, creed, whatever. So as Uranus moves through Taurus over the next 8 years, and of course, well, Uranus will return to Aries briefly at the end of the year until March. But I'm not going to get into those details right now, but we will be returning to this point at November that we're at right now, mid-May. So we're not quite done yet, but the next 6 months from now until November are bringing us a glimpse and kind of laying the groundwork for what's to come over the coming 8 years. So pay attention to what's unfolding now and the seeds you're sowing now. Uranus is going to ask you to improvise and be creative. This is very creative and fertile energy, and very sensual energy even. Taurus is a very sensual sign. It rules the senses. And when it comes to relationships as well, relationships will be highlighted because Taurus rules your commitments. So essentially, Uranus's transit through Taurus is shaking through whatever is not real. It's shaking the foundations of anything that's not real in your life. And that means loyalties will be tested, commitments will be tested, and relationships that are on rocky ground will be tested. There will be sudden new relationships forming as well. That doesn't mean you dump the old, but really what's happening now is, asking you to dig deep within yourself, and especially whatever area of your life Taurus rules, and that's why I'm going to run through the 12 signs at least. Look at what's happening. There are big shifts taking place, very real changes taking place. Life is changing. It's changing shape. It's changing form. The less you cling and the more you're willing to improvise and be open to the changes that are taking place, you'll see opportunity and experience a sense of liberation rather than a feeling of shock or being unsettled. And also, I've said this on my website, but now more than ever, it's important that we all cultivate a daily practice of meditation. Uranus is very electric energy, and it's like lightning. So you want to be able to earth this energy and ground this energy. Taurus rules the body. And with meditation, there can be grounding for this energy. So there's no damage and things don't fall apart outside of you. So I'm sure there's a lot more I could say about Uranus and Taurus, but I'm going to just jump ahead and move to the 12 signs because I really want to do that. And I'll add a little timestamp below for each of the signs. That way it'll be easy for you to look at yours. All right. Thank you for watching. And oh yes, well, I'll leave on this note. Uranus has been in Aries for the past 8 years now. And we're entering this new 8-year cycle. Uranus has not been in Taurus for the past 84 years, and it's changing signs for the first time in 8 years. This is a big cycle. And Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. Uranus is the awakener. Uranus energy is very Promethean. So Uranus in Aries has been awakening us to the fire of the gods, in a sense, that we hold within. And now, as Uranus has entered Taurus, it's recognizing that spark of life that's alive within you. Taurus is the body, it's just the vessel that holds the spark of life. And as creative as this energy of Taurus is, you are not the creator, you are not the doer. Life is happening through you. Taurus is the second sign. It represents, again, the earth, and in a sense, creative womb through which life is born. So the more you can surrender to life and be open to life, you'll find that life opens up to you. And there could be very real manifestations, tangible manifestations of things that you thought were impossible. But what matters now is that you're clear on your goals and know what you want, so you can move ahead. All right, I'm going to stop there for now, and I'm going to jump into the signs. So let's go.